Energy constant in human body. When we are approaching into the further studies of the yoga therapy, a basic doubt comes: how to understand the human body in terms of energy? Because the longevity, immunity, metabolic efficiency, intellectual caliber, all such type things are decided by the energy only. The mass will be varying from person to person, but the energy will be constantly functioning throughout the body. In such a situation, how we have to understand that particular energy and how we can distinguish that energy with what the physicists are identifying as energy, and how the energy is also functioning within the human body. These basic questions are also further appended by one more doubt, that is, Kundalini is called as energy in the yoga tradition. Is Kundalini the energy identified by the physics people? In such a situation, what is the form of that particular energy? Where from it has been created? These are all the basic doubts regarding Kundalini. Another doubt is there, that is the yoga therapist going to operate the activation of the Kundalini force with the intervention in the medical cases? This is another question. But generally, as far as the medical observations are concerned, no yoga therapist is concentrating on the activation of the Kundalini force. In such a situation, how we have to understand the role of Kundalini in yoga therapy? Before going into this juncture, these two questions, it is essential that the Taittiriya Upanishad is presenting a model in the concept what is called as Adhiloka. The Adhiloka is having a previous form and a later form. It is having a junction, it is having a transmitting medium. They are called as Prithvi Purva Rupam, Jauh Uttara Rupam, Vayu Sandhanaha, Akasha Sandhihi. This is what the Taittiriya Upanishad is speaking. The earth is the primary form of the Adhiloka, and the atmosphere or Jauh is the secondary form or the later form. It is connected by the sky and it is intervened by the air. That means the sky, the air, the earth and the atmosphere are functioning at a time as the force and source of energy. Here, when we limit that particular idea of energy to the human body, there you can understand one important picture, what is called as the cerebrum and anus function as two poles within the human body. Cerebrum is the positive pole and anus is the negative pole. And prana represents the positive energy, apana represents the negative energy. These two are functioning within the human body. Here, the basic question comes: how we have to establish an energy constant? The need for the establishment of energy constant is very much important because it will be deciding the basic immunity level and also the level of longevity. It also defines the metabolic efficiency within a given area, within a biomass. In such a situation, the understanding of the energy constant is very, very important. Here, there is a basic energy cycle. The earth is placed in the solar family. Solar family is surrounded by the sun and other planets, and wherein earth is also playing a major role. And on the earth, the man is living. Hence, we can see a triangular formation of the astral region extended to the earthly region or terrestrial mass, and where from the energy is taken by the biomass. If we understand the astral, geomorphic and biomorphic identities as the sources and forces of energy, we can find out an energy triangle forming from the astral zone to the geomagnetic zone and the biomagnetic zone. And here, the constant can be explained in one important methodology. The movement of the earth is very slow apparently. It appears as if it is inert. So its frequency value or movement of frequency can be taken as 1. The man is said to be somewhat more active than the earth. As it appears, we can understand that the biomagnetic function of the human being is 1 plus, and then the astral radiation which is functioning and more hyperactive, it can be seen 1 plus to the power of n. That means the basic constant of energy is basically functioning through the biomagnetism. It originates from the geomagnetism. It will be integrated with the astral magnetism. Thus, we can find out a trapezoid approach between the astromagnetism, geomagnetism, and biomagnetism. Earth is the basic magnet, and the food that is taken from the earth also creates magnetism within the human body. And earth receives the magnetic force from the solar cycle. So this entire energy cycle will be making that particular idea of Kundalini that can be equated with the magnetic force within the mass. As the mass is the basic functional zone, we can understand that Kundalini can be identified as the source and force of energy, and it can be equated with the magnetism of the modern science. In such a situation, there are certain observations regarding Kundalini. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, who is a practitioner of yoga, he knows the technique of activation of Kundalini. In the same way, Aurobindo, who is having integral yoga, says that Kundalini flows from the above and it will be activated from the below, from the spinal cord. In the same way, Master CVB, the founder of the Masters Yoga, also finds out different methods in order to activate the Kundalini. Jilellamudi Amma, who is a yogin of Raja Yoga tradition, also spoke more about Kundalini, and she has spoken about the activation of the Kundalini. And its location anatomically can be found below the sacral region and around the coccyx region. It can be equated with a region above the anus and below the navel. And here, 3 organs are functioning. One is navel, it is a symbol of radiation. Another is genitals, it is symbol of conduction. And anus, symbol of transmission. The energy is transmitted, it is conducted, it is radiated. And that entire energy will be twisting itself, intertwining, and it is like a serpent. And that is why Kundalini has been told as the serpent force by most of the books. And Kundalini was considered to be an occult form of energy. And basically, in the yoga system, the organization of energy constant is taken in 3 methods. One is Ashwani Mudra, and another is Moola Bandha, and another is Pranayama. Ashwani Mudra will be twisting the nerves and muscles, sphincter muscles around the anus. And Moola Bandha will be following a lock for the functioning of the energy. And Pranayama will be trying to create a pressure within the air system. This anatomical location and the organization of the energy constant will be trying to understand that the so-called Kundalini can be equated with the magnetism within the human body. It is basically called as biomagnetism, functionally working, and it is supported by geomagnetism, and it is aspired and activated by astral radiation. Thus, the energy constant is basically important in understanding the yoga therapy.